You know, one of the biggest trading lessons I ever learned, if not the biggest trading lesson I ever had, was to understand that my individual stock trades don't operate in a vacuum. They're really mostly moving in line with what the big major indexes are doing, like the S&P and the Dow and the Nasdaq. Understanding what those guys are doing gives you a clue as to why your individual trades are acting the way they are. Your individual stock trades are like ships on the ocean of the major market indexes, so you need to know the tide and current of the market to successfully navigate your way to trading profits. Are we in a bull market or a bear market? What will happen to your trades this week? Don't get caught out and don't miss out. To understand the charts you're about to see, get your free video course and manual, plus many other free bonuses at stockgossipfilter.com. Now let's begin the show. So here we are checking in again, this time after 28th of July 2023. As always, starting with the big picture here, S&P 500. Each of these up and down is a week of action, smoothed out for us by the moving averages here, the 40-week, the red one and the blue line, the 70-week in this picture. So my stance remains the same, even though the picture is just remarkably bullish. I still remain, I'm a slave to the rules of my system because it hasn't failed in over 35 years. I'm not calling a bull market yet. This is still a fox market, meaning it's transitioning. And some people have said, well, you know, what is it you're waiting for? Well, you know, if you go to stockgossipfilter.com, you'll see my entire system I'm using. It's free for an unlimited time. But something I'm waiting for a little bit more of a trend to be in place with the 40-week moving average. That is a key thing. So one thing that's making me a little bit nervous, not so much nervous as that I am expecting a correction, is because I'm thinking about a month away now from calling a brand new bull market, but the bull never makes it this easy. So I'm fully expecting the bull to give us a little August surprise, a sharp correction to shake off the weak hands. That's what it does. It's not, you know, he doesn't like to make it easy. So I'm fully expecting that to happen before I make the call. And that would be a healthy thing. Let's look at the day-to-day chart so I can give you a weekly idea. The weekly one is always the hardest one to predict. You know, the big picture, the daily one is always the week ahead is always the hardest to predict. The big picture here, using the weekly chart, that's just following the rules of a system that never fails. Week to week is tough, and I've been on the bearish camp for a little while now because it's just so overbought. It's really running hot. It needs to correct. And on Thursday, we had a kind of little sharp reminder of that. But then on Friday, it just kept on trucking. So it's hard to keep fighting with that. And I guess the reason why I've said bearish for the short term, for the week ahead, over the last couple of weeks, is just simply because it's time. It has to happen. But yeah, that's been fighting the market a little bit. Let's look at what else could be telling us. Every other indicator I've got is saying it's on the high side and cooling down, meaning that something should be, some kind of healthy correction should be underway soon. The VIX volatility index is just low. I would like it to come down somewhere around here. I mean, that would be a really healthy correction. It would have to shed a few points. But that's what it does. It needs to scare away the weak hands and make room for the strong hands. And that's what my system is protecting me from, whipsaws like that. We've got a full moon coming up in August, on August the 1st, which is another ominous thing, I think. But, you know, this week ahead is very tough. I'm just going to have to go with just a neutral stance this week, not bullish or bearish. I think it could go either way. I want the short-term correction to take place. Let's just look at a quick chart for the week. Chart of the week. Oh, by the way, there's yellow. We're hearing a lot about yellow going to hell. Trucking Corporation, that's in the news right now. Listen, if you were using charts like the way I train you to on stockgossipfilter.com, this disaster will have come as no surprise to you. This is just, you're hearing about this now. A person who's looking at the chart would have seen this way back. We would never have been in a stock like this as soon as it was below the moving averages. In fact, we would have shorted the hell out of this stock at about here, which is a perfect short point with the pullback like that around 750. I made a hell of a lot of money. You know, this is what comes of this buy and hold, this blind buy and hold mentality, amateur hour bullshit. And there it is in play right there. You know, if you're waiting to hear about it stuff from the headlines, you know, good luck. Chart of the week, though, goes to, you need to get on the watch list, stockgossipfilter.com. This was on our watch list. If you look back in June on the channel, you'll see it. I was talking about it down here. This one has doubled. Beautiful performance this week. That's all for now. I'll speak to you next time. I appreciate you giving this video a like, and don't forget to subscribe or you could miss an important market call. Next up, a free webinar, how to read stock charts and trade stocks, so you'll know what I'm looking at each week and why, as well as be able to trade your own stocks. I'll speak to you next week.